Today we're going to cover an instructional video on how to put an Easy Walk harness on a shelter dog with a minimal amount of stress and keeping you as safe as possible. For today we're going to demonstrate first with a stuffed dog, and then we'll move to putting a harness on a real shelter dog. The Easy Walk harnesses that we use help us for dogs that have not learned how to walk nicely on a loose leash. So for dogs that pull, we use this type of equipment to manage their pulling so that they can't drag us, and so that it gently tips them back towards us so that pulling isn't quite so reinforcing. The Easy Walk harnesses are very well received by the dogs, and they do not use any pain or aversives whatsoever. When you're Easy Walk harnessing, it's easy to remember the 3 P's. 1 is preparation, 2 is positioning, and 3 is prevention. For preparation, make sure you have your clicker, some food treats, and your leash. As you go to the dog's kennel, you want to immediately start clicking and treating the dog for having all of its feet on the ground. This is going to help the dog be calmer before you actually go in to put the harness on. Once you're at the dog's kennel, the Easy Walk harness is going to be in a bucket hanging outside the kennel. You'll want to take your Easy Walk harness out and first check to see which straps are done. When the Easy Walk is on the dog, this little buckle is going to be on the front on its chest. This different colored buckle is going to be going underneath the dog's chest and clipping on its right side. This is the only buckle that needs to be unattached. This buckle that goes over the dog's back should be already hitched, so that's one less thing you need to mess around with in the kennel. To make it even easier for you in the kennel, you're going to take your leash and clip it onto the front buckle so that's already set before you go in with the dog. Once you're ready to go in with the dog, get a handful of cookies. You can put your clicker away for now and come into the kennel. For positioning, one important part of what's happening between you and the dog is your body language is communicating with the dog's body language. If the dog is acting in any way fearful, cowering, cringing, moving away from you, defensive, where it's showing you teeth or growling, you need to stop, back away from the dog, and consider exiting the kennel if the dog's doing anything that indicates it's becoming increasingly worried about this interaction. Harnessing generally goes very well, but you need to always remember your good dog body language skills. One of the good dog body language skills is avoiding looming over dogs, leaning into their face. Those are 2 things I want you to avoid at all costs. So when you go to harness, you'll have already helped the dog put its head through the harness on its own volition, with you standing on its right side, at or behind its shoulder. So as it puts its head through, you drop cookies down in front of it, and you move back a little bit to behind the dog's shoulder, and you reach under the dog to grab the strap and pull it under. It's much physically easier for you to do this and hug the dog. Don't do that. That's very difficult for dogs to be hugged and restrained by strangers. It's also putting you in a dangerous position in that if the dog were to jump backwards, it would hit you in your fragile nose or eye socket or mouth. It could easily hurt you, or if it swung its head back at you, it would be much easier for it to catch a tooth on your face. We want to keep your face safe, and we want to keep the dog's stress to a minimum. When you go to buckle, a little bit of prevention here. Put your hand in between the buckle and the dog's skin. These are very heavy-duty buckles, which is terrific for safety. However, they will pinch very hard if you catch the dog's skin. So your hand should be between the dog's skin and that buckle, and then you're going to go ahead and clip it, and you're almost ready to go. The next piece of prevention is preventing the dog from getting out of this harness. Sometimes the harnesses loosen up and they don't fit properly, which should be up here. To ensure that a dog doesn't pop a front leg out of the harness, we always clip the harness to the collar. So your leash clip is going to clip this buckle on the harness and this ring on the collar. And now you're ready to go. So in summary, when you go to Easy Walk a shelter dog, you want to be prepared with your cookies, clicker, leash. Make sure that your harness is ready to go. Number 2, you want to position yourself so that you minimize the stress to the dog and you keep yourself physically safe while also facilitating that dog keeping its feet on the ground and staying a little calmer. And 3rd, remember prevention. Avoid putting your body in positions that will stress the dog or put you in danger. Avoid pinching the dog with the buckle harness, and make sure that you double clip the leash. Okay, there we go. So he's eating, I'm reaching, dropping the cookies down, flipping it. Bring it, flip here, get up, push away so you don't go over them.